just in terms of the matchup itself.
This is it. Complexity Gaming fighting for their spot, the legends of Brazilian Counter-Strike. You have to ask, do you believe in magic when it comes to them? I don't know the answers. I don't know who's going to win, but what I do know is we're about to see some epic Counter-Strike. Scrawny, Launders, let's get into game.
Yeah, let's do it. Waste no time. Final best of 3 of the America's Road to Rio. 2 teams that I think a lot of people would have chalked up as being attendees in Brazil for the actual major. Of course, it's not the way the cookie crumbled, and so they'll be fighting it out for that last chance. hallzerk said it. Feels bad for Brazil that the godfather of Counter-Strike won't be there. We'll see if he eats those words. For now, it's Fallen to open up shop. JT in with 1. He's looking for more on Banana, and he's got it. And JT's been doing wonderfully as of late. Definitely keeping his team kicking and screaming. He dragged them across that win yesterday, but it is Imperial with the first round of the series.
Oh yeah, and they're already really loud. I am so scared about this matchup. I mean, it's like on the one hand, the whole world wants to be able to see. I don't think that a major in Brazil would have even been possible if not for Fallen existing as a human. So the fact that, you know, he talked about it in the interview that this is something that is weighing on his mind, that they're trying to just qualify and they're not even sure if they will. And just hearing him say that is so interesting because a 2-time major champ, leader, you know, person who's been through some of the biggest and greatest comebacks in major history, notably when he was on Luminosity and SK, he's done some unbelievable things under pressure. But as we saw when we watched 0-0 Nation play, for example, you know, Taco crying after they qualified to the major, it has been a long time since they've done that. And that pressure will reset. You have to prove you can do it again.
Yeah, it took them nearly 4 years for Taco to, as he said, hadn't felt that for a long time. That reward, it's not far off for Imperial, but pistols can make a world of difference. Grim throwing a spanner into the works towards mid. hallzerk's Deagle, no victim yet. But just the fact that we've got 2 Imperial players down makes things sketchy. hallzerk wants to come back at this. He tries to trade out, but JT also the victim of Fallen as that bomb works its way into the site. And Floppy is left to clutch at straws for this one.
He can walk up. There are a few guns on the floor. I'm not sure if he can find one. Maybe they have actually removed them or they're deeper inside of middle.
You know, based on the last run at the previous major in Antwerp, it kind of felt like Imperial would have been more favored to get into this Rio major than, say, 0-0 Nation. But we've already gotten the other half of the legends in coldzera and Taco qualified.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And some of it just comes down to the draw, what teams you get in this situation. This is a very nice pickup for Floppy. 1 HP on bolts as well, so good amount of damage, but the mood looks good here. Of course, it's always going to be with VINI. Even when things are terrible, actually, he's probably going to be smiling. He's just so full of positive vibes. It feels like definitely I'd still favor Complexity. When looking at the veto, I think there was a lot of ways this could go, and I think Complexity are favored almost every single one of them. I think one of the scariest parts of this veto for Imperial is the fact that they have to pick into Inferno. And even though Complexity are on a 7-loss streak on Inferno, it feels like that's not going to go on forever. They constantly have to keep getting better at it. But one thing has been consistent in terms of issues for Complexity. It's mostly been mental. Their first maps have been incredibly slow. And so that's why it would make sense if this does get to a map 3. But it's not going to be just handed to them.
Pistols here to prod. Ooh, bolts. It gets away from him. Just too many bodies. Fallen's here to help. And so they keep that corner player and VINI nice and alive. But look at the health here.
Yeah,
chelo, VINI, Fallen, all could have fallen here. Instead, 4 stand and Imperial, the 3-0 start.
And they all had guns they want to keep moving forward. So that saves them a ton of money here. Testing the Complexity CT side once again. So we've seen that they've ironed out a lot of stuff when it comes to how they're approaching Banana, and with JT's individual level, these past couple of days been so high, it's helped out. What was interesting, again, last time they played versus 0-0 was the fact that almost every other person was failing to trade. It was Fang who kind of climbed the scoreboard behind JT, but players like Floppy, Grim, hallzerk, they didn't have much to say on Inferno.
I always think I actually had a lot of criticism for the way Floppy on the T side, once Complexity get there, just kind of kept walking out of apartments, not quite finding his timings. And I know that Maui praises Floppy for generally doing the right thing at the right time. A key piece to his play, but again, we talk about that struggle versus Isurus. You know, had Complexity walked into that match yesterday and just dominated 2-0, get it done, then, you know, we'd be thinking clear favorites. They've shown weakness.
They look strong on the tail end. Just strange. But it's not their map pick to start things off, so that might benefit them.
Right. 7 losses in a row on Inferno. As Floppy said it, Pog. His words, not mine.
I know, it's a quote.
I think 8 losses in a row equates it to Omega Lol.
I don't think so. Ronnie doesn't use Twitch.
Maybe
you couldn't tell.
Maybe a Pepe hand or something.
All right. Yeah, that actually would work.
Yeah, okay, nice, nailed it. Just like Imperial hope to nail this exec. They've got all their bodies stacked up on Banana. The smoke on the front side of sight makes it a little weird. And look at Floppy, throws himself into the mix. It's hallzerk with the kill, though. hallzerk's got a second. And then JT wants a piece of the action. He's lost a player towards cross, retains control as hallzerk falls back into the site. Excellent flash in from Grim to set up hallzerk. And that's 3 for the Opper inside the site to give Complexity there first.
Yeah, good round from hallzerk for sure. And while he's not really kind of in the top 10 of players, again, I talk about it so much, he's definitely caught my attention. Playing very well on some of the maps recently, along with JT, who looks good today as well. 138 ADR, 4 rounds deep for him. Fallen on the AWP.
Where he belongs. Complexity content to give over the apartments, playing with the 3 stack on bracket instead.
Yeah, Complexity had a lot of trouble in these setups, actually.
hallzerk peels away for a second. If he walks back around that corner, Fallen's posted. Ooh, but Fallen's lost his support.
Yeah, they're looking... I don't know. I guess they feigned mid control, but there's one cubby and one under porch that they haven't actually checked yet. So this sets up some good rotations for the CT side, as we can see Fang scurrying over early with banana control. Very good setup here for Complexity. I think where Imperial would have gotten a lot is actually fighting into mid.
J2 doing his damnedest to hang on to any kind of vision in banana. He tries to step out. Fur's going to drop him. Fur up there already. Hot start alongside Fallen. Fang, that rotator in, will catch one. It's up on oranges that Floppy goes down. Bolts through smoke. Doubles down onto the entry. So despite the lesser health, he's got himself the footing and the bomb plant with it. Frag destined for him. But Fur also connecting those shots. And that is an open invitation to Grim to run for the hills.
That was a interesting one. Like, they put JT up front, and he's been fragging, so okay. But when he dies there, it's just 2 players on the site. They come forward into Fang. That doesn't really look convincing on that hold. Like, they had enough pieces. They had the early rotation. They knew it wasn't even mid at that point in time. So if Imperial looked at the round, they'd be like, what are they doing? Like, why would they lose in this position? But from what we could see on the map, before the attack started, they were in the best spot possible. So that'll be a disappointing round for Complexity to lose.
Terrorists win.
And we'll see, even though Complexity started out 2-0, they are here in this final game of the Road to Rio because they couldn't close out. They struggled on the map once, and eventually that could catch up to you, even though they win the series.
I think one of the beautiful things about the 0-0 Nation story and their qualification for Rio was that it was only once we got into these last few steps that suddenly we see Taco and Cold go above and beyond, right? Total turnaround in form, doing what they have never really done with that project, which was top frag. Now we check out the start of this one again. The qualifying game. Fallen, Fur, up there. Heavy lifting already. hallzerk wants to answer with his op position. Great grenade damage. Topples the totem pole. And then hallzerk's going to get nothing. So Inferno begins Easy pickups on the banana. That's an open B site for the taking. It's just a matter of getting the bomb in. Oof, and Grim somehow, some way makes it happen with the MP9. And the bomb still hasn't been picked up. If we get just some nasty deagle shot down mid, things could get weird.
Yeah, they want to pick it up behind this, but Grim's got their attention. Nice clip of the wings here by Fur. Perfect crosshair placement.
Have you
And
ever?
VINI on the well.
Have you ever
VINI off the well.
seen a man up there?
It's like, well, that's the last time I played that spot.
Not quite it, Chief. Looked like it was going to work.
So, Scrawny, who do you want to win?
Okay, dude, that's such a loaded question.
Well, honestly, I don't feel bad or weird asking you that because I think the answer is very reasonable. It's kind of like, it's also not simple.
There's two sides to it. Obviously, it'd be nice to build off Complexity's Pro League run, you know, for that playoffs attempt over phase to continue to go is one thing. But I like what you said right at the start of the series where you're like, we don't even know if this major would ever even be in Rio if it wasn't for the existence of Fallen and the legends that make Brazilian Counter-Strike. And, you know, on media day before this qualifier started, Fallen kind of said that too. He said, one of the things is I can look back on my career and just think, just Counter-Strike and the industry within Brazil, it kind of exists because of the passion that he and so many others have shared, and regardless of what his future entails, because he knows, and he said it very clearly, you know, he's at the tail end of his playing career, he can just look back and be proud that so many lives have changed because of the initiatives that him and his friends have taken.
Yeah.
So
as an individual, probably the most of any one player I can imagine. Like, I just don't know how you could even compare to the impact that he's had, pretty much.
He has given so many of the hopefuls at this event a potential future in Counter-Strike. And it feels like they deserve to be there. But what's even better is you don't get anything for free. If they're in Rio, it's because they've earned it, not to just deserve it. Floppy's gonna get flashed back, gets around the corner. VINI not too kill hungry. Oh, but JT's gonna catch him, so it's opening kill Complexity.
Yeah, smoke doesn't come out soon enough. Playing this cubby spot once again. And I like how much, you know, Complexity favor getting map control, but I do think it's also been an issue for them. But here's JT to show him how it's done over on the A site.
JT yesterday on Inferno just couldn't even buy a teammate.
They have enough smokes to do everything, and it doesn't feel like they have the intention of clearing cubby, so Fang just grabs this for free.
Another perhaps. Fallen gonna spray him down as he slides wide, but JT's got that trade back turned. Easy does it. A 2v4, and it gets toppled. Complexity gonna get that second CT round win on the board.
Yeah, they tried to be a little tricky so that they don't allow themselves to be telegraphed, no counter nades to come through, but then they forgot about some of the usual positions. And Fang, since they have the man advantage, they don't even have to like double up on Cubby or have Grim under a porch. They can just let him get one kill, and that's just enough. Move forward in the half here. Chelo and VINI only have Tech 9s.
Guala's checking in with a cheeky 205,000 viewers right now.
The amount of sweaty palms. 400,000 sweaty palms.
There's a lot of gamers leaning close to their monitor. Fingers crossed. Complexity stands in their way. And out of the gate, Imperial's T-side successful, but now Cole starting to piece together the bricks of this defense. Lower utility here for some of the players on Complexity. Floppy's belt's going to be important. Leading all the way back at that B site. Looking like they want to re-aggress on Banana, but the timing here, that's still the majority of Complexity away from the pain point that's going to be top mid. Tech 9 and a CZ, a bit of an issue, but it could be solved if they just get a quick one. hallzerk, he'll find bolts. That's one of the rifles down.
The bomb.
Yeah.
They went forward.
Big issue. Fur can just stretch for it. No problem there. And now they're going to try to head back into that A site, but it's given just enough time for Floppy to come over with, again, those key pieces of utility.
And there's actually no rotations here, so there's still only 3.
Keeping an eye on that gap. Nobody here to cross it. Imperial.
Oh man, what are they doing?
Are they saving?
Oh my god. They actually are.
Oh.
They don't have the utility to scale on lane. Arch smoked off by the CT side and they wanted to take it. They also don't have enough utility for that, so this low buy turns into nothing.
Okay. Well, at least they keep majority.
Yeah, it's a safe option. You know, you look at that, you just kind of freeze frame and look at their odds, and I think, you know, it's probably like 35% that they win the round with 3 CTs there, even though there's not 4. But I don't know. CTs didn't have a lot of grenades to stop them as well, but of course, this is a game of imperfect information. They're looking for the guaranteed rounds.
It felt like Imperial didn't know about that, you know, light utility on the A site either.
Oh, this is awkward because chelo saves, but he saves with just a CZ. He probably should have just gone and died there. I don't hate it, but when they come into this round and the only thing they get forward is that loss bonus.
Yep.
They are lacking grenades.
Gonna burn fuse on top banana. That's a fallback enabled for bolts. JT, point of contact, top mid. Grim and Fang, variation on the short side. Grim picks up the first, grenade in hand. JT, gun back out. He's gonna die empty-handed. Fang, traded out, and VINI with the op catching. Grim clears out that A site.
Oh my god, that's a saving grace.
Bomb's gotten picked back up. They almost lost it arch side.
Yeah, they can get to the site. It's actually kind of hard to get in here. There's an op in play, lots of utility, but with this op, it makes it harder to retake, so I don't even know if Complexity go for this. Wow.
You could trade out to one of the rifles there on Arch if he really wants to press the issue, but valuable pieces. And CT's still without their entry. They'll throw the fire over the top, flash on lane, but they're not forcing this. Nope, they're going to hold off. Complexity going to let a 6th for Imperial's T side slip through.
Man, it was a huge opportunity for Complexity if they stopped that. Money would have been destroyed by Imperial. Spent money, all the rest they had in this round. They're a little bit of loss bonus. So a huge call to try what they did last time, but a little bit sooner. And with 5 players, and it ends up working out just well. I don't have to think about that anymore, having won the round. So we'll get some upgrades in. And we'll take a look at Complexity's money in a second. And they're good too. Again, 7 Inferno losses back to back. A couple of them right here at the road to Rio for Complexity. But apart from the last couple, some very, very close losses to some very, very good teams as well. And it just doesn't feel like the reason they lose is because they're not good enough, but because of the pressure, because they start slowly, which is the worst feeling.
Wild thing about that most recent loss as well with Isurus is Complexity dominated the CT side. You know, it looked like that was going to be a blowout.
Kind of. It was JT dominated the CT side.
Yeah, fair point.
His teammates had around 10 kills or less.
So even when he goes God mode, there's that asterisk for the offense. Right now, they're letting majority rounds slip. Nice grenade onto bolts. That'll soften them up. Incendiary off the skybox. And again, Complexity with this affinity for fighting on Banana.
Yeah, they're very good at picking these timings. They are able to use a lot of well-placed grenades.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's...
Nice timing.
Yeah, I mean, with JT, it's always going to be nice timing to talk about it when they're on Banana.
Called that one. They're going to go for another reaggression off the flash, fallen ready, even though he's blind.
Ooh.
Now, Fang gets the position. It's going to confirm the fallback. Terrorists looking to just get themselves into that A site.
Oh, he misses that molly. That's for lane control. There's a player under porch as well.
This could be it. A mistake capitalized on by Grim for one. Opper trying to fall back into the site. Caught out by Chelo. Nice timing in from the apartments. And a daunting task for JT to try and get through that smoke. But he does. Kill. He stops the bomb. He exposes himself to Pit, though, and that'll be his end. Picked back up by Fallen. Whew, that could have been way worse, all things considered, for Imperial, but they don't know where Fang's gotten off to.
Yep, an entirely possible clutch with the amount of time he saved getting here to the back of ult early. Chelo none the wiser. Opto on the back of the site. Could be watching lane for the moment.
Fang slides out. Catches contact back site. Chelo, he's going to try to come forward. And as Fang attempts to drop down, Chelo catches that. Imperial, yet another.
Yeah, that's a good recovery. I think Grim, he just keeps trying to get under porch. This time they missed a molly. Allow him to get a kill and a half, but the attack behind it is so much more consistent across the players of Imperial, where everybody else trades way better. So, and this one here, I think this isn't random. Fallen waiting for that flash from JT, who has been super quick on the transitions from B control into the flash retake to check on things, and Fallen shooting right away. I feel like he half believes that he's going to get the kill. We've seen him do that so many times.
Whoa. Fallen animated with that one. Not happy with the utility usage on the banana side. But hey, I understand why you're getting ferocious. This is a big game.
The lane setup once again, but they're not being tested on bracket. So that third rotator's here. We saw Imperial win around just like this because it was misplayed when JT pushed up early, but this time they've got passive positions and pretty complimentary ones at that.
Gonna be tough for Fang to get into the mix.
Looks like he's gonna sit behind the smoke and wait for audibles. And the CTs on the other side of the map start to come over as well.
Responsibility here on Floppy. First player walks right in. Easy pickup against Bolt. Smoke on the feet as well. Fang, blinded by the flashbang, turns back into the tree. Chelo's got Grim. hallzerk clips Fallen at the very least, and Fang's looking to go through this. JT's into the kill feed. VINI's on 17 health, but Chelo, he's really been the killer. And there it is. JT down. VINI's got another. It's on to hallzerk. Such little HP that USP could be enough. He charges down bomb, but Chelo so sharp. Even if VINI dies there, a single health is what keeps him up. It's Chelo who comes in key.
That is a total collapse there from Complexity, man. They got the 5v4, and then they dropped back. They even had the preemptive smoke for the molly coming in for quad late. They stayed alive longer. They had 3 there. I don't know how Imperial won that, but they have every reason in the world to be excited. They get another save out of Complexity now. That overall setup, though, is it's not very good, but now we're deep into the first half, so it may not matter. They ran into the site and the way exactly that Complexity wanted, and still won. I get it. It's a high-pressure match for both teams.
Yeah. The pack of Imperial up close. No warning to Grim, so he gets deleted in an instant. Chelo and Fur with the opening kills versus these measly pistols. Now the smokes go down, so the pace picks up. Complexity still have the right spots. They're just working so little. Graveyard player gets caught out. hallzerk was hoping to get away with something, but there's no robberies away from Imperial. This is sharp.
Very sharp, yes. Overall, super strong half already, no matter what happens from now on.
5-7 good for one, but Fur will cancel out. And the echoes of Imperial's cheers resonating through the studio right now. We've had a lot of teams here all week. We've had, matches going on simultaneously. The herd has thinned, but what's left are the hopes of Imperial.
No life rafts here right now for Complexity on an individual level. No JT to have a miraculous half. No one breaching 10 kills. And gotta say, it's not on JT. These setups have been fine. This might come down to who wants it more. And we already know who that is. Don't let Inferno distract you. If you watched yesterday, Complexity, they go from 50 IQ to 150 as soon as they change maps.
Really has been a pain in their side, and they know it. Nice push from Grim. Trying to make it happen. 2 kills for Grim as bomb gets dropped. This is going to make it weird, but Fang, he didn't see that player on ult. Grim locked into another fight. That's going to draw Fang back from the apartments. Nice flash at the bottom of middle, though, from Fallen. Sets up VINI for at least something. And Imperial, they're trying to retain control of the situation, but it's just Complexity getting hyper-aggressive. Forcing the fight down mid. Grim, sick of losing, takes it on his own terms, and could very well have just queued Complexity's 4th. Fallen versus Fang, point blank. And it costs Fallen no HP. Oh, a 2v4 right here, right now. That could just kill Complexity.
With the amount of time on the clock, they could still breach Banana. The op is over on the A site, so he's got to be worried, right? hallzerk normally in these types of situations knows how to find a way in, but he's not going to be in a position to take liberties. So the riflers here will have to fend for themselves. Or they were ready for the close setup is the question. No, they won't. Oh, but VINI still gets the kill. It doesn't matter that hallzerk has an op, and VINI is low.
Oh,
he can't
Lord.
find a gun on the way out as well, so he's going to have to come in here. I don't know if it's going to be corroborated that he can use his pistol.
He's got it out. hallzerk's got the frag grenade. That could be the solution before he even has to risk the duel. If he just predicts the position, he can dunk it.
Oh, this is a brave move for VINI, man, playing here on low HP.
He holds and he waits.
But hallzerk's waiting for some tricky maneuver, and it's not coming.
No kit.
Time's
hallzerk,
bleeding.
time is of the essence. Silently creeping in, and VINI ice cold. The frag is off the mark. He watches back sight, and a hallzerk headshot.
Does he get it?
With the USP.
Oh my god, and he wins the around the 10-second defuse, and he locks it up.
Yep.
Man, it's close.
He's got it. A couple seconds to spare
Wow.
still. But hallzerk, whew.
That was testy. And you could see, I guess he had the HE and knew that it was low, so wanted to be careful about not wasting it early.
Yeah, he's got 2 spots to take the gamble.
My goodness.
Bomb plant, you know, has construction off hallzerk's mine. Fixates on the 2 likely positions. Without that frag grenade as well, I feel like all of a sudden hallzerk's gonna have to keep his head on a swivel, but there we go, okay? It takes Grim pushing down middle with the 2K to start. That is still Imperial nearly clawing back around that they are super disadvantageous in. Here comes VINI looking for the multi-kill, point blank into Grim. Fighting with conviction, VINI takes to the top of the board for Imperial.
Damn,
and it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen,
It's Inferno.
tends to be Inferno. So not only are you working on the weakness of Complexity, but you're playing into one of your back pocket strengths, and that is VINI loves a little Inferno. The variables coming together to, right now, give Imperial what looks like an easy map 1 win. At least the T-side dominance. No doubt. A-site completely clear. That's 10 for sure.
Damn. Entry work has been pretty spectacular, sometimes miraculous from Imperial, but at the same time, consistent. And I think that for that reason, no reason not to rely on it. And I think that's in the beginning of the round is where Complexity are the strongest over on Banana, the amount of utility they throw down. So to dismantle that means a lot. Sort of awkward here. I mean, the save is important. 3 players don't want to retake. Have enough utility to bring in the next, and they'll have a full buy. Think. Might be 1 player on a pistol. So Imperial get that much closer to taking map number 1. And they have CT side to look forward to.
Oh, JT never even sees it coming.
Last round, full guns. Imperial looking for that accursed 11-round lead in the first map.
Grim gonna try his hand at aggression again. Just wants to get out, and he will with most of his HP. But much like their last round win, it's Grim to try something fancy off of the start. When that gets cooled off with no kill, they're gonna lean onto hallzerk's op. Good for the first. Chelo out of this one. And that's going to immediately turn Imperial's attention back to that A site. So they're going to scale this one quickly. It's VINI at the helm. A smoke to land on Fang. And
oh, it missed.
hallzerk, he pushes beyond his...
Ooh, the CT smoke just went... Or, yeah, it just went on top of him, I think. I don't know.
I can see it on the radar, but obviously not there.
Yeah, it's
so
just open. It's just above him.
Damn, scuffed. hallzerk blind finds Fallen. Fur's got the only answer. VINI's right there with him. It's a 2 versus 5, pushed into the 2v3 already, and bomb seems easily recoverable, especially with that smoke down now. Using some utility just to be safe. You'd hate to be sorry. Ah, damn, 2 versus 5 attempt to close out the half. What a gut punch that would be against Complexity. You've got 2 of Imperial's heaviest-handed players still left to clutch this out. VINI loses vision. Fur, he's going to be primed. He's got 2 sliding into sight. And this looks like they've done it. Absolutely clawing it back from the depths is VINI. 2v5 for Imperial. As, again, we know Complexity have problems on Inferno. But Imperial have just added fuel to those flames. if Complexity were already having problems on Inferno, Imperial have jabbed that dagger into their side, twisted it twice, and pulled that out. We're watching Cole bleed out here
They're
on
never
this
going to figure
opening
out
map.
Inferno.
Never?
Never.
Never, ever?
I gave up.
2v5 for Imperial to close out that first half, dominating on the T side. VINI at the top of the list. The Megalodon has feasted on NA's hopes as Complexity will limp into this T side. A massive deficit to try and fight back from, but they're going to try and keep things lively. Quickly, they'll get to the top of Banana. They've got bolts on a solo B site, so as far as hitting the right site, Complexity already got this one wrapped up.
Yeah, let's see if they read this correctly. Coming back to peek on it, they're going to see a lot of CTs in just a second.
JT. Ooh, Chelo just got shot in the back.
Flash dodge is great.
Fur with a little assist on that one. hallzerk, he's got the 2. VINI's got the answer. JT, whoa, he goes over the wall for a second. They somehow piece together this Banana retake. So, 3v3, trying to recover.
Keep CT control. Info on one. I don't know if Bolts has the other.
Smoke on top of the bomb. Molotov deep into the dark. Ooh, but Bolts just killed Fang. They've got Floppy in the smoke, and Nubox is known. VINI's trying to chase it down, taps into the first. It's going to fall onto Floppy versus Bolts, and that bomb is far too gone. Therefore, Complexity win pistol.
Yeah, they gave it their best shot right here. They gave it their best shots. They had that retake coming on Banana, but JT's perfect flash dodge, plus his 1 kill, and his teammate in the back getting a kill. That's what made the difference. Wow, a little scary. Man, we end that first kill, the first half. No Cole players over 10 kills. Not a single player positive. hallzerk touches 10 now with his 49 ADR.
Yikes.
Just barely keeps up. It feels like they're in jeopardy at every step of the way. And honestly, their T side, I mean, there wasn't much last time.
Oy, Nate's nearly destined for Fallen, but
0 damage and blood.
he backed it up. Ooh, Floppy gonna get hit in the face, but hang on. Galil churns up the kills inside the boiler room. Imperial turned to mincemeat, and Fallen very much on his own. Listen, Complexity, we knew that Inferno was going to be a pain point, but Imperial have absolutely capitalized on that weakness. Feels like a freebie for this first map. We'll see once the guns get going for Imperial if they can keep it clean and quick.
And actually, Inferno only starts on the CT side, and he's already got 19 kills.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that is...
Actually, Kevin kept up, but hopefully he's still playing B. VINI.
Guns in for Imperial.
What?
What?
He's going A.
Want to talk about it?
I want to know what's going on.
It's Inferno. He does what he damn well pleases.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got VINI leaning towards pit alongside Chelo.
I guess he just goes where the opponents are.
That's a lot of talent on one side of the site. And Chelo, he's going to strike from above. We've still got VINI behind the hay bales. See if one of those Mac 10s can maybe grab the gun back, but... JT looking for it, finds it in the end. If they want to lean back towards B, they better be on high alert. And Fur gets nailed to the wall by Fang.
Double dink with the Mac 10 insta.
That could be the call to action. That's the commitment coming. And Fang still at the front. Bolt. Ooh, almost gets hallzerk. But he will lose his head as that smoke pops on his feet. We get Fallen into the mix. A flash to test the waters. No commitment behind it. Chelo gonna flash him through. And sure enough, now Fallen slides into the little pit. The Banana player's JT. He rounds the corner and survives on 2 health. But that just primes VINI perfectly for this flank. And now VINI's where he belongs. B site. Chelo to round the corner close on coffins. This could be hallzerk. And sure enough, the AK reigns supreme. VINI can't find that wallbang kill, and so he tucks tail, dives back, and Complexity off of Fang's Mac 10 entry will get themselves a 7th.
Yeah, I think it was a bunk flash from VINI. I'm not sure where he threw it, but it needed to land in front of Coffins there to assist. I like to play from fall and sneak into pool. Even if he doesn't get the kill, you see it sets up VINI so nicely to find it. But Complexity do it off of, yeah, Fang's 1 Mac 10 entry. That was pretty insane. First did no chance. That's 4v5 as well that they pick it up. So that'll feel good for the Cole boys.
And it wasn't one of those insta headshots from hallzerk either, so there was still some room. But he gets it. Got a lot of utility here for Imperial to try and work with, looking to hang on to that lead. To have T-side success early be critical for the Complexity comeback. VINI, he gets the 5 versus 4, utilizing that 1 M4 well. Does he immediately run towards that B site? Looking likely.
But there's smokes here. They do like to run through smokes.
Yep, and there's more nades as well for Imperial to lay down. JT's going to try to test it. This could be a lethal error. Oh my god, JT somehow routes his way through, but Fallen catches it. Floppy's got the recovery. At least 1. A ton of damage done. So man advantage maintained for Imperial. This site does not feel comfortable. The counter-terrorists just lean back.
Well, are they pushing con? No.
They're going to boost one up. Sure enough, catching VINI on the tree. That's the M4 down for now. Complexity, no rush. At least they did this so early that there's no rush. Nobody has to go out and put themselves on a silver platter trying to get that plant. Rubbing shoulders, fanging Grim. Not enough space for the back of them. Low HP on Floppy as he tries to test back Coffins. Fang comes through with the kill towards Fallen. Bolts. This could be a big moment for the 5-7, but no, Floppy keeps it honed in, and therefore, Complexity's 8th.
Damn, they got themselves out of a crazy situation right there.
Hectic.
That was another thing that they kept doing was just running through banana smokes. Like, the Imperial actually had the perfect response. The amount of utility they threw backwards, even had the supporting flash from CT spawn, 2 players running through, an HE, and they didn't get enough kills, but Complexity keep doing that. They're always running a risk. Not a good sign to be able to see that. You know, you can tell right away that they would run through that smoke instead of wait it out. But they definitely get very uncomfortable. Don't like to try to count grenades. It's obviously harder these days with the amount of smokes and stuff that can get dropped to one site. But they're kind of the only team that I've seen actively running through smokes all the time early in the clock.
Dangerous game. Oh, and the flash off the mark. Doesn't go deep enough to deal with Fur, so that's an easy pickup. Man, disadvantage to fight off of. Fallen trying to extend around on short side. Clips hallzerk. A good recovery so far, and he gets back into the site before the arch wrap comes through. VINI's turn. They almost line up, and it's a ton of damage, but Floppy, with that headshot, gets this A site cracked wide open. But with that much done to Complexity, Imperial gunning for the retake. They have a smoke, and they have the even 3v3.
No kit.
It's going to have to be fast. There's one up on balcony, but that's a stretch to go and grab unless the boiler player wraps it all the way around. And they're not seeing the opening. Nope, Complexity, they don't offer them a tether. And so Imperial let this slip. Complexity with the quick hit into the A site, despite all that damage done against them, they'll slide away with another win.
Yeah, good entry work for Complexity, just like there was for Imperial. It feels like situations where T's aren't favored, then they still win. And even when we switch sides, it seems to be true. This was the really easy 5v4 off of the shallow flash that Fang threw that allowed Fur to get his first kill. And they still just go back to 8 and lock it up. Floppy does find his timing this time on the balcony. The game actually does get quite close now.
still without a round win since we changed sides. And Grim posted up over top of the wall, finds Bolts first. Again, a disadvantage to try and claw back.
He just traded with that HE.
Oh, shoot.
Say, oh shit?
I didn't say anything.
Everyone heard that.
Did they dare press into this? Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing off of the nade usage. Perfect timing from Fur. Good damage onto hallzerk. Can they get back? Not both. It's only Fur. And yet, despite being blind, he's got another big moment for Fur. 2.5 kills, essentially.
Ooh, a little bit of a gun jam there, but now just 2 players. They can't retake, man. They're so far. Look, we've got Fallen still in Boiler, hoping that his teammates could have done just a bit more. 3 bodies, as we can see, dead at the entrance, the choke point of the B site. And Cole get in.
Man, this is turning out to be like the inverse complexity.
Yeah, it's just in general, the T sides here, very strong. Both teams having clear flaws on CT. Thought this would even be easier for Imperial, but now it gets very... I mean, if they don't get Inferno, this is going to be very spooky.
Three up at the end for complexity. The save is at least allowed. Imperial. When does this defense start?
Got to appreciate what Cole are doing right now with these entries. Their spacing is very good. They're explosive. We saw one not good round, of course, where they ran into B through the smoke. Apart from that, they haven't had to do that. Fallen keeping everyone in order. And a lot of money here left over for complexity as well. The problems weren't already great. Bolts actively participated in that, you know, one-way smoke duel. He knew Grim was up there.
Right.
Tried to go for the pre-fire.
Knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, not having a great map himself.
But of course, it enables the full buy from Imperial. So we can't blame a lack of guns for their lack of round wins. This is 6 consecutive from complexity since the start of the T side from Floppy. What is this?
It might... Whoa. This... I don't know if the smoke actually works perfectly. And Floppy might see that almost as an invitation.
Fallen though. Oh, missed shot. JT gets across and a second set of feet already over.
Oh boy.
Damn, this A site's under question. Chelo, 2 kills. hallzerk, no scope in the back. A foot scene and VINI delivers. We've got hallzerk still focused on it, but VINI's got that double and Fallen comes through.
Okay.
Imperial have lifted the curse.
Damn, VINI, that's someone to count on. What a couple of kills. That got very sketchy. And then the Chelo 2K, they split him perfectly. We've seen so many times 2 guys on opposite corners of a smoke will try to come through and it's disjointed and makes it easy. This was exactly the same time.
Damn, and VINI just working with the weirdest little angle.
Yeah. Bodies hallzerk too, all posted up right in front of him. Barreled down the neck, and he still gets the kill.
Floppy not even given a chance to fight back there, so VINI excellently done. Kept himself tucked safely. Multiple 2Ks from each of the original A defenders. And when Fallen allowed for that cross on Arch, you're thinking, damn, they're going to get split.
Yeah, this game has been great setup into the other team losing every single time. The other team winning, I should say.
Bolt's going to be left on his own with a sea of utility. But an understaffed B site with Bolts currently struggling at 6 and 14. You better hope those grenades are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, the bomb hasn't been picked up and Pack is still on brackets though, so it's kind of strange. I think they've just come here to say, okay, let's try to draw out some smokes. I wonder if they'll decide to MB or not. Oh,
easy pickup for Fallen, catching Grim.
They just gave him a gift, maybe. Gift for the Godfather.
T-side smoke down outside of library, but it's a total shift of attention now. It's crunch time, and Fallen in time, positioned on coffins. 2 kills for Fallen now. A flash to try and prime him for the 3rd. Bolts is burning. Fallen looking for more. Bolts, again, barely alive as Fallen presses through. Presses the issue. Straight through yet another. And Bolts from the bottom with a 2K backside.
That was a little bit more frosty. Across the top, everybody there. Looking a bit better. That's a 7 and 8 for Bolts and the 2K for Fallen at pivotal moments.
Man, he just flew over to that B site.
Fallen Angel after all.
Nice first shot. Pushing out that smoke like that, catching hallzerk. Bolts has an easy job of cleaning up those last 2. Lined up perfectly for him. 3 away are Imperial. First one seemingly the hardest. Now they get aggressive. Fur taking it on his own terms, drops Floppy out the gate. And Complexity starting to shift their eyes towards that B site, but they've got fire on their feet and a force in front of them. VINI, he's got just the one as Fang emerges through the smoke with such little HP. That nade destined for greatness as Fallen catches JT on the cross. Fang goes in, clears out the site. He's trying to set up hallzerk. The boost on the cross, not allowed. Chelo just has to hold his nerve. hallzerk punches in the digits, and all of a sudden, we've got a post-plant. Retake needed. Chelo continuously smoked off, but a sea of utility yet again for Imperial to make this retake happen. Complexity want to get active. They're going to press right into Chelo.
Saw them both.
Good damage. He's trying to keep them occupied. It enables for Fur to wrap around the back, and the little that's left of Fang goes down. hallzerk keeps it even. Hell, he's even got the advantage. And now he's got that wrap around the corner. Chelo's got a smoke, and he's got the flash, too. He could desperately try to get on top of this. hallzerk's just going to have to find the spray through the smoke. He better not let this defuse happen. Chelo spotted by the back, and Complexity back on winning ways.
Damn, he plays that so well. hallzerk outweighting the molly, knowing the rotation will go all the way around. His own molly, of course, he's not going to wait in front of it. And then, even when that smoke comes down, it looks a little weird. It's too far forward. So instead of just spamming, he walks out to the back and sees a couple of feet. And Complexity stay alive. They persist. 2 buys come in a little early here. Oh, I say early. They're the ones who won that round. Yeah. But they're just so broke.
Let that sink in for a second.
There's actually a chance that this could be worse than losing and winning on a better round. It's that close. Imperial have such a better buy right now. Could destroy what remains of the economy for Complexity. Be the end of them in this moment.
Damn.
No op.
Nope.
1 AK.
Wasn't able to find one. Economic reset here now could be the killing blow to Complexity. Valiant effort to come back on this T side. They left themselves such a small margin of error. A site currently understaffed. 2 players here. They don't have that trusty op in the hands of Fallen. Although last time we saw Complexity try to get themselves on this A site, we saw that beautiful 2K from Chelo dealing with the arch wrap, and then VINI in the little pit, same thing. Multi-kill rounds from each of these defenders could again be enough. But with no Fallen support here this time, Chelo gets dinked immediately. Look at VINI. Emergency protocols already out.
Yeah, they have their rotations over. They just tested B, but Complexity, they're setting up well. JK, lots of damage. Chelo, somehow, even more.
Trying to hang on. It's going to fall to VINI. Nice clean on the first one, but Floppy comes out from the apartments. Fur trying to hold on that cross. hallzerk's got the headshot. That 1 AK finds its kill. And with it, Imperial save. 12 to Complexity as this comeback keeps on giving.
God, damn, that's intense. So Fallen decides, I'm going to go on strike. Let's go over to the B site. A, you can chill for a second. They're not going to come early. Let me take a risk and see if they decide to rush B. They don't. And Cole have the perfect setup. They go for the attack on B with 1 person. They draw out all the retake utility needed. They don't see a peek either. And they just go back to A. Brackets completely wide open. Instant to the arch trap. They don't even think about it too hard. The 2 saves for Imperial are going to be great. Complexity just winning that round allow them to breathe this for a second, not win this map, not even put them in the power position, but just get back their economy. They were in a bad way in this one. The victor of this match is going to be popping bottles tonight. You better believe it if it's going to be this tense already.
No, it's Sunday, and we're in Sweden. They've got them in the fridge already. Trying to keep themselves on ice. Complexity, stay focused. Oh, dangerous spot from Fallen, but it could be big. High risk, high reward. Fang walks out. Oh, and Fallen's got the shot. With the fallback, plus the support.
He's been everywhere.
And when Fallen's on this A site alongside Chelo and VINI, that's when they hold.
He's already beating them to arch. They're trying to get away from him.
So active, but a missed shot. He's got a chance at another. Plus, Fur comes out to lend a helping hand.
And he does. And Fallen gets his kill as well. And that's it. 14 wraps right there. Fallen was just in Boiler. They decided to wrap around the other way. And they just run into him again. And now we look at the money again here for Complexity. If Floppy saves this M4, do they force?
Oh, man. Oh, crushing situation. They made the quadruple Galil round work, but they're going to have less than that now. Imperial just looking to trip over the finish line.
You think it would be fun to play a team that's lost so many times, but I would be scared of them because of how much time they've spent post-match talking about what to change. You play a team that just won, maybe they don't change much. So I don't think this is a layup by any means. But Imperial might be handing Complexity their 8th loss on Inferno in a row.
Counter-terrorists win.
In the most pressured situation possible. We'll find out in a second. Of course, no loss bonus. No bonus at all for Floppy, so the money's going to be a little awkward moving forward. 27 and 1900 between Grim and JT. And Floppy cannot drop. Match point on the horizon. My goodness.
Look at the support he has on the fallback too, right? Player on Balk, player on Porch. Here we go. Last time 4 Galils, this time 1. With a Deagle and a Tech 9, but the utility is there for Complexity.
Is that there on this round? That to see that screen with the 1.5 menu is like a 1 in 1,000 chance or something. Okay. Well.
Oh, bang.
Maybe crazy things will happen.
Another. Oh!
Oh my god.
The peek from behind the wood.
That's 2 guns. That's 2 guns. His 2 teammates can both use them.
Even if they don't follow through into the B site, that's the tools they need. They've pillaged it from Imperial. And we saw Fallen get risque in the last one. There's a lot of bodies on the other side of that Molotov, and that's going to fluster them back. They put it out, in fact, just so that they can comfortably control those guns, keep all the health they can. A double man advantage for Complexity.
Fallen, he's alone as the op. If I was the CTs, I think this would be my optimal spots in the 3v5 just to see what happens. But Fallen has no smoke for himself. That would make a world of difference.
He has no teammates either, right? Very much on his own.
Yeah, not calling any kind of gamble. If he pushes up and goes for the kill...
There's no way he gets back.
Yeah, he's hoping that they aren't there.
Oh,
he
wow.
gets it.
That's one. And He can sense them crossing, but...
No rotations are coming out. I don't think they're going to play for this at all.
No, they're going to let this slide.
Just getting damage.
Makes sense. Coming into the round, everybody for Imperial, basically $2,500 to $3,000.
Where's the gun for Grim? 2 kills on Banana. Just go and get that after.
Take it on the exit. Yeah, AK sat right there, so easy pickup for him, but Complexity just making sure to stay on high alert just in case the retake's coming. It's not. And so that's 13 on the board. An unlikely T-side comeback from Complexity on a map that they've had recent struggles with. And the job's not done till the last round's won, but they are one step closer.
Doesn't get much better than this. $200,000 people in Gualez's stream clutching their thumbs right now, watching these rounds.
244. You know, Brazil can already be proud of the players and teams who have qualified for the Rio Major, but if they could trade all of them for only one, can't help but feel like it's Imperial. Complexity standing in their way.
Doing a good job of it.
2 rounds to put this one to bed. Imperial, they put in the work on the T side. They've just got to figure out a little bit more on this defense. Fang putting in the work last round. Point blank fights on Banana. It draws them forward yet again. Fallen is still here.
This is the round he was looking for earlier.
Yep, but now he's got support.
They're running it. Hold on a second. Oh, they're respecting the retake utility. Comes at the exact same time. I don't know if it was reactive or if it was prophylaxis by Imperial, but it was the exact right moment for that. They parted ways with some of their nades and clearly their intention, which was to take it to B.
Little war of attrition.
And this is the 2 lane setup, actually ready to double up inside of the pit as well with some utility.
These A defenders have been rock solid.
Arch gets slowed down. I don't know if they're running through this. They've got Complexity guessing right now.
That's another one. Again, this is where Complexity struggle. Trying to get into this A site. VINI sits down beneath them. Chelo still from up above. Oh! 3 on the hold. And with Fur in the mix, that is again Imperial destroying Complexity on any attempt at the A site.
Wow, and that's Chelo in the most pressured situation. We saw him in the back of default, split open a crossfire by himself previously. And now to grab match point. This
so
spray.
Nice.
The double mollies came into pit and you know they were smiling.
Yeah,
there's no one even there waiting for it. They played balcony and mini. How are you supposed to be ready for that?
Fallen nod of approval. Looks at Chelo. Yes, my son, yes. Let the CS flow. Now Complexity back into the economic struggles. Just fighting for overtime. It's a valiant comeback attempt, but it always seemed like too much of an ask. This A site has just not been theirs for the taking.
They can't keep up. It's a drawn-out utility game at the moment.
This utility as well, right? That's exactly what scared them into that net on the A site last round.
Yeah, they got screwed at every turn.
They're going to try to come back at it.
Oh, they re-smoked the half wall.
Oh, but did they respect it? I mean, Complexity could just walk through. There's nobody there to stop them.
Yeah, they smoke off Arch as well, and I don't know if this is for the rotation. It looks like they're going to split the difference. Imperial not moving an extra player over.
Ooh, Fallen hits the shot. That's JT low. 14 health into Deagle.
30 seconds.
Fallen is not going to give up this angle. He's going to fight for it every step of the way. Finishes JT first. He's smoked and flashed. But Fur comes over with more utility. They're going to throw the boost up, and Bolts is delivering one already, so it's that cross that turns into the grinder. Floppy with an attempt here. A massive 1v5 is needed, and he has such little health to work these last 3 kills. A fake plant first gets a little bit of life out of them, but Imperial will close. A hell of a test once they swap sides. An attempt from Complexity that just falls short, but Inferno was always going to be a problem. It's Nuke that they hope will solve that issue.